Hello viewers, welcome to UN Digital Class. In my previous lecture, I have already discussed about some operations of list in Prolog programming. Now, in today's lecture, I am going to discuss about some other operations of list in Prolog programming. Now, let us start. Here, first of all, I am going to discuss about the concatenation operation in Prolog programming. In concatenation, when we want to concatenate two lists, that means adding the list item of the second list after the first one, which means here in concatenation basically we concatenate one list with the another list. So, if two lists are, suppose the first list contains the element that is A, B, C and the second list contains the element that is 1, 2. Then the final list after concatenation operation, that is A, B, C, 1, 2. This is called the concatenation operation. So, to do this task, we will create one predicate called it list concatenate, and that will take the first list as L1 and second list as L2 and it produce the resultant list that is L3. There are two observations here. First one is, if the first list is empty and the second list is L, then the resultant list will be L, which means when we want to concatenate two lists, if the first list is empty and the second list is L, then after concatenation we get the resultant list that is also L. Next, if the first list is non-empty, then write this as head, tail. Then concatenate tail with L2 recursively and store into new list in the form head new list. That means in this case, when our first list is non-empty, first of all we have to write our first list in the format head and tail. After that we concatenate our second list that is L2 with the tail of our first list, which generate a new list. After that we write our final concatenation list that is head and new list. Now look into the program. In this program, the list concatenate the first predicate contains an empty list. We want to concatenate this empty list with the list L. That means here the first list is empty, so the resultant list is L. Now look into the next predicate, that is list concatenate x1 L1. That means here x1 is the head and L1 is the tail of our first list. Then second list is L2 and then x1 L3, that is our resultant list after concatenation. Here we concatenate list L1 and L2 and produce the result that is L3. Now look into the output of this program. In this case, we take the list concatenation of list 1, 2 with the list A, B, C. When we want to concatenate these two lists, here our second predicate satisfied. That means the first list is non-empty. So that first of all we have to write our first list as head and tail. Then concatenate the second list with the tail of our first list. Now look into the new list, which is the result of the concatenated list, that is 1, 2, A, B, C, which means here the head is 1 and next the rest part are the tail. And the second list which contains the element A, B, C, these are concatenated with our first list and produce the result that contains 1, 2, A, B, C. Now look into the second one, that is list concatenate first list is empty list and the second list contains the element A, B, C. When we perform the concatenation operation upon these two lists, then the resultant list that is the new list contains the second list that is contain A, B, C, because here our first list is empty list. Now look into the third one, that is list concatenate first list contains two lists 1, 2, 3 and P, Q, R and the second list is A, B, C. That means here we concatenate these two lists. So when we concatenate the resultant list, that is the new list that contains 1, 2, 3 P, Q, R as the element of our new list. Then the second list element, that is A, B, C. This is the way how we can concatenate two lists in Prolog programming. Next operation is the append operation. Here appending two lists means adding two lists together or adding one list as an item. That means in append operation, which means here we append two different lists or we append one list as an item in the second list. Now if the item is present in the list, then the append function will not work, which means suppose we want to append one item into a list. If that item is already present in that list, then our append function will not work. So we will create one predicate, that is list append, which takes L1, L2, L3. Here L1, L2, L3 are the list. Now look at some observations. Let A is an element in the list L1. The output will be L1 also when L1 has A already. That means here, suppose here A is an element in the list L1 and we want to append this element to the list L1. Then the output is L1 because this element is already present in our list. Otherwise, a new list L2 equal to A L1, which means here the element A is appended with the list L1 and the resultant list is L2. Now look into the program. In this program, first of all we use the list member operation. That means first of all we check the element whether this element is present in our list or not. For this reason we use the list member operation, and this list member operation checks whether this element is present in our list or not. And the first predicate checks this X element is present in our head, and the second list member predicate checks the X is present in our tail. Then last one is the append predicate, that is list append ATT, which means here we want to append a element A with our list T. That means first of all we have to check whether this element A is present in our list T or not. For this we use the list member predicate and checks AT. If this A is present in our list T, then the output will be T. Otherwise, the list append this element A with our list T and produce the resultant list which contains the element, that is A and the element of list T. In this case, we have used a exclamatory symbol that is known as cut. So when the first line is executed successfully, then we cut. So it will not execute the next operation, which means in our case, first of all we check whether the item X is present in your list T or not. If this item A present in your list T, that means the result will be T and the next line will not be executed. If this item A is not present in our list, that means that item must be appended with our list T, which means the next line will be executed. Now look into the output. Here the first list append predicate takes the element A and wants to append with the list that contains the element E, I, O, U. When this A is appended with the second list, then it produces a new list that contains the element A, E, I, O, U. Then next, in the second predicate, we want to append the element E in our list which contains the element E, I, O, U. Now look into the resultant list. Here the E is already present in our list. That means the resultant list, new list, equal to our original list which contains the element E, I, O, U. Then look into the next one, that is list append A, B, comma E, I, O, U. That means here the first list, that is treated as one item and it is appended with our second list. Now the resultant list will contain A, B, that is the first list, and it is the item of our new list, and next E, I, O, U. This is the way how we can append one element with one list in Prolog programming. Then next, insert operation. This method is used to insert an item X into list L and the resultant list will be R, which means here we want to insert one element into our list. After inserting that element, it produces a new list which we call it as R. So the predicate will be in the form that is list insert X, L, R. Here X is the element which we want to insert in our list L and R is the list which is produced after inserting the X element in our list L. So if we perform the list insert, that is taking the predicate list insert X, L, R, we can use the list delete X, R, L. That means in this delete operation, the X element is deleted from the R list and it produces the L list. Now look into the program. In this program, first we take the delete predicate. In the first delete predicate, the X is deleted from the list which contains the only one element, that is X. That means after deletion it produces the empty list. Then next delete predicate, delete the X element from the list where X is the head of that list. That means after deletion the resultant list is tail part of the list. Then next delete predicate, delete the X from a list L2 where this X is present in the tail part of her list. So after deletion of this element X, the resultant list produce that is L1, which contains the element that is the head of this list and the rest of the tail element excluding the X element. Now look into the list insert predicate. In list insert, we insert the X element into our list L which produce the resultant list, that is R. Here we take list delete. That means when we delete the X element from the list R, it is produce the list, that is L. Now look into the output. Here our list insert predicate takes the element A and wants to insert this element A in our list which contains the element E, I, O, U. Then after inserting this element A, it produces a new list which contains the element E, I, O, U. Then we press A to show all possible combination of inserting A in any position of our list. The rest new list value shows the possible combination of inserting the element A in different position of our list. Next, repositioning operation of the list items. Here the repositioning operations are permutation. This operation will change the list item position and generate all possible outcomes. That means in permutation operation, we change the position of our list item and it produces the all possible outcomes. Then next, reverse items. This operation arrange the items of a list in reverse order. Then shift items. This operation will shift one element of a list to the left rationally. Then next one is the order items. This operation verifies whether the given list is ordered or not. These are the different repositioning operations in our list. Now, first of all, I am going to discuss about the permutation operation. Here, this permutation operation will change the list item position and generate all possible outcomes. So, we will create one predicate as list permutation, that is L1, L2, which means here this will generate all permutations of L1 and store into the list L2. And to do this, we need a list delete clause. Now, to design this predicate, we can follow few observations. First of all, we check X is a member of L or not. If X is a member of L, if either the first list is empty, then second list must also be empty. Then next, if the first list is not empty, then it has the form that is X, then the vertical bar, then L. And a permutation of such a list can be constructed as first permute the L obtaining L1 and then insert X at any position into the L1. That means in this observation, if the first list is empty, then the second list must also be empty, because here there is no element in our first list, so that we cannot change their position. Then next, if the first list is non-empty, that means the first list contains some element, then it has in the form that is XL. Here X is the head, L is the tail. And a permutation of such a list can be constructed. First we permute the tail, that is L. Then after permuting the tail L, we obtain the L1. Then after that we insert the head X at any position of L1. This is our final permutation list. Now look into the program. In this program, we first take the delete predicate. Then we use our list permutation predicate. In our list permutation, the first predicate is the first list is empty. That means the second list must be empty, because there is no element to be permuted. Now look into the second predicate of our permutation list, that is list perm L then XP. Here L is the one list and in the second list X is the head and P is the tail. So first of all we have to delete the X from the list L and generate the list L1, that is list delete X L L1, which means here the element X is deleted from the list L and it generates the list L1. Now we permute the list L1, that is list permutation L1P, which means here the list L1 is permuted and it is stored in P. Now look into the output. In this output, we take a list for permutation which contains the element A, B, C, D. And here we want to find out the permutation of this list and store this permutation in another list, that is X. That means here the X equal to, first of all we take A, B, C, D. Then we press A for showing all possible combination of this list by changing position of their element. This is all about the permutation operation. In my next lecture, I will discuss about the other repositioning operation, that means the reverse item, then shift item, then the ordered item. If you have any doubt regarding this lecture, then you can ask me through comment. I will reply you and discuss about your doubt. Thank you for watching.